stream. We've got a private event on today. Players in the arena, spin promo. And then we'll be going out there for the first game very shortly, hopefully in the next 5 minutes. So, get on the chat, join us today. Let us know what you think of our stream, what you'd like to see in the future, those sort of things. And we'll be with you shortly. So players just getting in place now. Let's flick over to the camera setup here. There you go, and you can see the players are in their respawn. So the green team are in the respawn, which is the top left camera. That's down the far end of the arena. And the red team are in the respawn, which is the top middle, which is the one down the safe zone end. Not that it makes any difference, the arena is completely symmetrical, so it's the same from either end, so it shouldn't make any difference where they start from. But we'll run this game in both directions just to get them warmed up and used to the arena again. A few of them have played here before. I think most of them have played here before actually, so they're quite used to the layout. It should be quite a fast-paced game with these guys. They normally run pretty quick, so we'll be getting this first game going in just a minute. Marshall's just making sure they're all ready and in place. And what is going on there? One team have run out and had a little practice, little run, and the other team has stood there.
Now starting the game on now.
Oh, sorry about the radio chat there. Yeah, so the game hasn't actually started. They were just having a little practice, little run. So they're just getting in place now, and the game has now officially started. So I don't know what they were doing. They were just practicing their first run out, and it actually compromised their first run out. So there we go. But yeah, game is underway. So this is team deathmatch. This is just a pure shoot 'em up. Just get them used to shooting each other again. You'll notice in the respawns they have a respawn button. When they get hit, they come back to respawn, press the button, the light will deluminate for a second and come back on. We'll see how many respawns they've had, and we'll be able to see if they've actually respawned or not. And then the team with the fewer respawns actually wins. So the scores that are on the screen are irrelevant in this. They're purely the targets. But we're not actually using the targets in this, we only use it for the timer, so the only thing that's relevant on that scoreboard is the time. So it's a 10-minute game, and at the end we'll see how many respawns. There you go, so the player on the top left camera just come in to respawn, press the respawn button and the light went out. Next player should do the same. There you go, light went out and back on, and we can actually see that that's triggered. Hopefully on the future streams we'll be able to get the respawn counter up on the scoreboard for the stream as well. At the moment it only displays here locally. We can't get it on the stream for some reason at the moment, but the people at Attack Sense are working on that, so we should have that shortly. So quite an even game so far. Quite a lot of rounds being shot out. Who do you think is going to win, red or green? If you're watching us, jump in the chat. Let us know who you think is going to get this one. As I say, green are respawning on the top left camera. That's their respawn area, and the red team are respawning in the top middle camera. The red team are wearing blue armbands. You're not seeing things. We are waiting for red armbands to turn up. But at the moment they're using the blue armbands. Once we've got the red ones, we'll get them swapped over. But we use red and green as the team colours just because that's the colour of the target. So later on when we play the target games, we'll incorporate those into it, so it makes more sense. Looks like a few of them are running SSGs. So I think my early prediction is going to be this is going to be a red win. Red seem to be pushing a little bit harder, a little bit faster. Greens are moving, they're getting out there, but they certainly seem to be respawning more. So I think this might be a red win, but I might be wrong. Quite often am when it comes to predicting these. So if you're watching, let us know in the chat who do you think is going to get this one. Would it be a red or a green win? So at the halfway point, sorry for the radio silence there, I was just checking in with our in-game marshal, just checking in the balancing of the scores and the balance of the teams, because it looked a bit one-sided. So what they've done is this is a private event and the players decided to split the teams, so they put all the SSG players on one team and all the other guys on the other team. So one team is a team of more sort of speed softy guys, all running SSGs, and the others are all on the other team. So maybe that's why it looks like green are being dominated a little bit. But we'll see on the final score. I might be wrong, as I say, but I don't think red have respawned anywhere near as much as green have. So I think it's going to be a red victory. But let's see. And Marshall's already picked up on that, so I think I'm probably going to be right on that one. It is going to be a red win, but we'll see. And if need be, we'll rebalance the teams. But I mean, it's a private event. They've booked it out for themselves. So if they're happy running that way, then they're happy running that way. So we'll see how we get on. I'll let you know if the teams change. We're just gone 6 minutes gone, so we're well over the halfway point now. Few more respawns there for the Reds, but equally green seem to be respawning at the same time, so I think this is going to be a red win, as I say. But 7 minutes gone, we've got 3 minutes left, and then we'll find out the final scores. Unfortunately, we're still having technical issues with our GoPro, so our eye in the sky camera on the zip line still isn't operational. We've got the zip line working fine. We've been trialling different cameras on there. We've tried the Insta 360, but with no success. And then we went back to the GoPro, but the GoPro live stream seems to be failing at the moment for some reason. keeps coming up with URL errors, so we're on the case with GoPro at the moment trying to sort that out. So hopefully over the next few days we'll be able to get that resolved and get that back into the stream. We've got some more cameras to add in so you can see a bit more what we see as well. But 8 minutes gone, 2 minutes left to this round. If you're watching, get in the chat, let us know who you think's going to win this one. As I say, I think it's going to be a red win, but I'm sometimes wrong. But let's have a look. Okay, so we're coming up to the last 30 seconds of this round. So last 20 seconds now. Flurry of BBs there as this final few seconds wrap up. And then we'll find out who's won this. And so that is game over. Game over. It does say red won, but we'll have to ignore that for a minute because that is just a two-shooter flip that's saying that. So it's not always accurate because it's done on the respawn. So we just use the two-shooter flip game mode for recording the time. But the marshal should confirm with me in a minute how many respawns. Okay, so it's closer than we thought. 17 red respawn and 20 green respawn. So it was a red win, but it was a lot closer than we thought. They were only 3 respawns different. So well done, Reds. You won that round, and it is 1-0 to the Reds. So players are just on a short break, getting reloaded and that, and then we will get them back out for the next round where we swap them ends and then get them out playing again.
could conquer the night if I can make it. If I try to draw the red light, I could run through the fire. I could conquer the night if I can make it. If I try to draw the red, I could.
So we're just waiting for the last few players to get back up, and then we'll be getting the next game going. So a few more minutes, and then hopefully we'll get the next game rolling.
Conquer the night if I can make it. If I try to draw the red light, I could run through the fire. I could conquer the night if I can make it. If I try to draw the red, I could.
So the next game will be another game of team deathmatch, just swapping ends. Not that it makes any difference. As I said before, the arena is a complete mirror image of itself, but we always play the games both ways just to show the players that it is that way. Some people still think there's an advantage to going one way or the other, but there really isn't. It is completely the same. I think one end is about 18 inches wider than the other, but that's about it. Otherwise, the arena is exactly the same, so it doesn't make any odds. But it's also good for us to see how the team's levelling out as well. So the first round just like a warm-up, and then this second round we'll see how well balanced the teams actually are, which hopefully they will be. They were quite balanced on that first round, so hopefully they will be on this one as well.
Same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going.
Okay, so players are starting to enter the arena. Let's get the arena cams up.
Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on.
So there you go, you can see them entering now and getting ready for the next round. So this again is another 10-minute round, team deathmatch. So if you just joined the stream or you've not seen the stream before, this is a 10-minute game. It's a pure shoot 'em up, shoot, and if you get hit, you go and respawn. Team with the least respawns wins. We count the respawns by respawn counters that we have in our respawn area. So if you look at the two top cameras, the top left and the top middle, they're the two respawn areas. When the game starts, the respawn buttons on the wall will light up. Players just simply go and press the button. When they respawn, the light will deluminate for a second and then come back on. They wait their 5 seconds and they're straight back out. Locally, we can see how many times the buttons have been pressed, and we can see that they've actually pressed them rather than just covered them up to make sure they're not cheating. But unfortunately, we can't get on the stream at the moment, so the score that's on the screen is a bit irrelevant. That is purely just for the timekeeping on this particular game. But hopefully on future streams we'll be able to add that in as an extra feature. So looks like they're pretty much all in the arena. Yeah, they're all in the arena now. Marshall's just making sure they're all set and in place. We're keeping the teams as they were, so no change. Marshall will just get them all set, and then we'll get this get this second game going. Okay, so the round's starting in 3, 2, 1, and we have game on. So quite a quick start there. That was a nice little run. I don't know if anyone see that on the centre camera there. But he got him a good one. Yeah, as you see there, the player come in, respawn, press the button on that top middle camera, and then he's waiting his 5 seconds and he's back out. Who do you think will win this one if you're watching? Let us know, red or green. So far it's a 1-0 to the Reds. Let's see if green can claw it back on this game. So it's looking fairly even on this round again. I don't know which way to call it. I think maybe red might be slightly dominant again. But greens are playing a good game as well. There's a lot of shots being fired, but not as many kills. There you go, you see a player just entering respawn now, pressing the respawn button, and that counted as a respawn. That's one of the red players, now one of the greens follow. And another red player in there as well. So I don't know if he got a cock shot there, but he's wincing a little bit. But no, he seems right, he's going back out now. So 3 minutes in, we've got about 7 minutes left on this one. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just checking in with the in-game marshal. Player was all right. Yeah, he did receive a nut shot, so but he's all good. He's shook it off, so to speak, and he's back out and playing away. So yeah, 4 minutes gone, so we're nearing the halfway mark. Who do you think will win this one, red or green? As I say, ignore the scoreboard on this one. We purely use this for the timer. This is all about respawns. So there's classic shoot 'em up. We call it team deathmatch. Team with the least respawns wins. So unfortunately we can't show the respawn counters on the stream at the moment. It only displays locally. Hopefully we're going to have that on future streams. We're working hard to get that done. But at the moment we can only see it locally. So we're finding out the scores on the doors at the end of the round, and we'll report who the winning team are. But in the meantime, if you think there's a winner, drop in the comments. Just let us know who you think's going to win this one. So we're just over the halfway mark now. Coming up to 6 minutes gone. So a 10-minute game. So about 4 minutes left on this one. It's been fairly even, I think. Remember, this one's all about the respawns. So we'll have to see who gets the fewer respawns. Red won the first one, but only by a couple. It was 17 to 20, so only 3 respawns different, so it was quite close. I think red have probably pipped this one as well, to be fair, but again, I might be wrong. Let's see how it pans out. There are another red respawn in there, so you never know. Let's see how this one goes. But if you're watching and you think different? Drop in the chat, let me know. Looks like they're all sort of camping a little bit at the moment. So we have like a Mexican standoff. It's quite bizarre. So the way the arena's set out now, wherever you stand, you can get shot from about 3 different angles. So it normally encourages movement, but when they all sort of stand still, they all sort of, I think they're all sort of stood in a position where they know they've all got each other tracked. So if one of them steps forward, they're in the line of fire. So we're starting to get a bit of movement now. So last 2 minutes, let's see if we get a final flurry of activity. Who do you think's got this one? I think it's probably going to be red again. But the first game was very close, only 3 respawn different. Let's see how this one pans out. One player playing around with his gun there in their spawn. I don't know if he's got an issue with that. I was checking with him. Oh no, he's back out, so I don't need to check with the marshal. So last 20 seconds. Let's see if we get a final flurry at the end there.
Don't come round and waste my time. A generation of my time.
Last few seconds now. Let's see who wins this game. Again, I would have thought it's going to be the red team, but we'll find out now. That's game over. Game over. So let's see who's won that one. Okay, so that was a green win. Well done, Greens. So that's evens now. 15 respawns to the red, 11 to the green. So green won by having the least amount of respawns. So that's overall now 1-1. So they're drawing for the morning so far. Put that in the chat as well. So well done there, managed to get that back. Let's flick you over to the ads, and we'll be getting the next game going probably in about 5 minutes time, and I'll confirm what that is in just a minute. Okay, so a couple of players just getting some supplies in the shop. So next game probably about 5 to 10 minutes, and it'll be a game of two-shooter flip. So I'll put the details of that up in just a minute. Okay, so a few more minutes and then the players will be heading out for the next game of two-shooter flip. Two-shooter flip is where the first game where we involve the targets. The teams have to flip the targets into their colour. So if you're on the green team, find any targets that are red, you shoot them and make them green. If you find any targets that aren't lit up, you shoot them until they turn green. Easy as that. It counts how many seconds each target's been held in each colour, and then we'll also divide it by the number of respawns as well. So if a team is pushing too hard and respawns too much, they could lose on respawns, but if they don't push hard enough, they could lose on number of targets held in their colour. So a couple of different ways to win and lose, but we should get them out in the next few minutes for this first game of two-shooter flip. Okay, so they're just getting themselves out ready now, or getting themselves kitted up ready to go out for this next game of two-shooter flip. Okay, so players are just starting to get ready to head out now. Looks like first few are just heading in. Let's get the arena cams up for you. Ready, you can see what they're up to. And there we go, so you can start seeing them moving into the arena. The rest of them should follow in just a minute, and then we'll get them out for this next game. Okay, so players are out there now. Just waiting for the marshal to get the game started. Just going to make sure they're all ready and in place. And then we'll get this next game going. Okay, here we go. So 3, 2, 1, and we have game on. So let's see how they get on with this one. So this one, the scoreboard is relevant. So looking at the scoreboard, we'll show you how many targets are held in each colour at the moment. There's 20 targets in total. So let's see how many of them they actually get shot. And it's not the final score, so if it finished like it is now, 7-1 to the green, it wouldn't mean that green won. It's how many seconds each target's been held, so it's that total accumulated score. So if one target gets shot a certain colour and then left for the rest of the game, that will count up the whole 10 minutes on that one target. So it's important to shoot all targets. But also your respawns come into play, so if players go a bit too heavy and respawn too much, then they can lose the game based on that as well. So you've got to be a bit tactical about it. You've got to push, but not push too hard that you're constantly respawning, because that can lose you the game too. So it does look like green are being a bit more dominant in this game. They're holding a lot more of the targets. Only 18 targets shot though so far, so there's still 2 that they haven't shot. They don't need to shoot all the targets in this game, but obviously the more targets that are shot, the more time that's accumulated overall on the targets. So there's 2 there that they could bring into play and haven't yet. But at this rate, it does look like they're about a quarter of the way into this match. It does look like green are the winners so far. Let's see if that situation changes. pretty even again now. 19 targets, I think. Oh no, it's 18 targets have been shot. It was 9-9. So yeah, red did almost bring it back a little bit there, and now it's gone. It's gone all to green again. So red have brought it back just a little bit now, although you know it might change based on respawns, but at the moment red are holding the most amount of targets, but green, you know, we're coming up to the halfway stage, so green had held most of them for most of the game so far, and seem to be doing again now, so that was only a short win by the reds there. But it's flicking around fairly evenly at the moment. So still remaining quite even on there so far. If you are watching, let us know who you think's got this one. Will it be a green win or will it be a red win? We're 1-1 for the day so far. They did team deathmatch to start with, and red won the first round, 17 respawns to 20, and then on the second game, green won. 15 respawns to the red and 11 for the green, so it was a green win on that one, so I made it 1-1. This is the first round of 2-shooter flip. At the moment it has been looking like green have been a bit more dominant on the targets, but it doesn't mean they're going to win. It's not all about the final score, it's about how many minutes each target's been held, or how many seconds each target's been held, and it'll add them up and give a total time in the background for each colour, and then that'll denote a winner. But what also comes into play is our respawn buttons. So we have the respawn buttons. When they come back and respawn, they press the button. That will make a calculation on their respawns as well. So you can lose the game by respawning too much. Will divide your score up. So you need to make sure that you've got an equal level of aggression and pushing and hitting the targets, but that you're also not getting overshot as a result, and then respawning too much. So 7 minutes gone, we've got about 3 minutes left of this round. Let us know who you think's going to win this one. Okay, so last minute of the game, and on the targets it's even Stevens at the moment, 10-10. It is pretty static in there at the moment. I think one of them just got a nasty little nut shot. But yeah, at the moment, even on the target, so it might be that Green's early dominance sees them through, or it could be won or lost on the respawns. So let's see as we enter the close in 20 seconds. Who do you think's got this one? Looks like Green are probably just edging it, but Red are coming back slightly towards the end here, but I think it's probably too little too late. A few seconds left now, and there we have, game over, and well, Red did win. It looked like it was going to be a Green win, so there you go, I was wrong. So that was a Red win. Well done, Reds. Let's put that up on there. So 2-1 to the Reds overall today.
Red team got 18 respawns, 1-8 to the West.
Sorry about the radio chat there. So 18 Red respawns, and Green had 23. On the chat. But it was a Red win overall, as you can see. Red did actually hold the targets for longer, so Green started really strong on that round. But I think Red's picked it towards the end there, so well played. I'm going to send you to the break, and then we'll be getting them out for another round of two-shooter flip. Probably in about 5 minutes. It's quite a hot one today. They're moving around quite a lot as well, so they're probably going to have a few breaks in between games. But I'll get you an ETA to the next game, and that in just a mo. So game mode at the moment we're playing is 2-shooter flip. So this is where the players flip the targets into their team's colour, and respawns also make a difference on this game as well. So there's 2 ways to win it. You have to flip all the targets. There's 20 in total when the game starts. None of them will be lit up. You have to shoot them until they flip into your colour. You flip and hold the targets in your colour for as long as possible. Basically, there's 20 out there, so you need to try and hold at least 10 for the longest time possible. On top of that, we have the respawn counters. So if you end up over respawning, you can lose the game based on that as well. So take your total number of seconds and divide it by the number of respawns. So obviously the more respawns you get, the more it can hurt your overall score. So at the end of that, announce a winner. So they've done 1 round already. So far the games have been pretty even. We had a couple of games of team deathmatch. First one was won by the Reds, 17 respawns to 20. Second one was won by the Greens, 11 to 15. And then we've just had the first game with 2-shooter flip, which was a red win as well. So 2-1 to the Reds so far for the day. Let's see if Gwyn can claw it back on this next game of 2-shooter flip, but hopefully we'll be getting them out in about 5 minutes time. It's quite a warm one today, so they're just getting hydrated, getting reloaded and that sort of stuff, and then we'll get them out. So stick with us and we'll be back with the game shortly. Okay, so players are in the arena now, and we'll be getting the game going in about a minute. So if you've just joined us, this is 2-shooter flip. Players have to shoot the targets and flip them into their colours whilst attacking the other team as well. So the winning team will be the team that flips the targets into their colour for the longest time possible. So there's 20 targets in total, so you have to dominate by holding at least your half, if not more. And it counts the number of seconds each target's been on each colour. But it also does a calculation in the background based on respawns. So the respawns are all electronic here. So it's a simple push button on the respawn, and when they go to respawn, they press the button illuminates for a second, comes back on. We can see this end locally, the respawns. Unfortunately, we haven't got that on the scoreboard for the stream yet, but we will have soon, I hope. Attack Sense are trying to get that working for us. We adopted the pedals as respawn buttons, which is what they weren't really designed for. They were designed for course of fire on target shooting, but we use them for respawn buttons, and Attack Sense obliged and got the software up and running very, very quickly. We can see all the respawns locally, but not on our stream, unfortunately. So we will get there with that. We'll get that sorted, but in the meantime, you'll still be able to see the overall score, and you'll see the winner at the end. So let's flip to the arena cams, so you can see the game about to start. So the master's just setting everything up, ready to go. It's just going to go and check on the players, make sure they're all in place. Okay, so he's starting the round. 3, 2, 1, and game on. Game on. Let's see how quick they move out. I thought for a second the top right hand camera had frozen. The guy was standing so still, like the camera had froze, but no, he's moving. So the lower numbers in here today, it's 3v3. They've booked a private out for the day, so it's only the 6 of them in the arena. We do private sessions. If you want to book the arena to just you and your mates, you can do that. Evening games are 150, and a weekend full day is 250, or 150 for a half day. You can bring as many people as you like, or as little people as you like. It's your day if you do that. We still provide marshalling and we still stream. Of course, there's always the option not to. If you don't want it streamed, we can do that. We've had a couple of teams do it for practice and didn't want it streamed, so that's all good. So some guys will bring like 20 people, something like that, down for the private sessions, which again is fine, but we only run 6v6 as a maximum in the arena. So if there's like 20 of you, we split you into 4 teams of 5 and just have the teams rolling throughout the day, which is actually quite good because it means less breaks. But these guys just wanted to play the 6 of them, which is cool. So but let's see how they're getting on. Green are definitely holding the most targets at the moment, but this is how the last game started. Green were strong at the start, but Red won it overall. So Green were hurt, I think, last time on their respawn, so they respawned 5 more times than the Reds, and I think the margin on the targets was quite narrow, so it's probably the respawns that done it. But let's see how we get on with this round. As I say, it certainly seems that Green are holding more for the moment. It's not that final score. So it's done by the number of seconds each target's held. So the score at the moment just gives us an indication of how dominant one team is over the other. So it does look like Green are being more dominant. This is how they started last round, and then Red pulled it back in the last half of the game. So we're only quarter distance at the moment, 10-minute rounds. So if you are watching, jump in the chat. Let us know what you think. Who's going to win this one, Red or Green? If you're watching on Twitch, just comment away as normal. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can just go in the comment section below, and that will enter into our chat as well. So you can join the chat from Facebook or YouTube. Just comment away on the on the video link there, and it should come through on our stream. Green is still looking like the stronger half, but I said that last time and they lost it in the last half of the game, so let's see what happens to this one. So they started really quick and that slowed down a little bit. Being very tactical, I think, now, and taking their time with it a little bit. Green have definitely got more targets held at the moment though, so it's definitely stronger by the green at the moment. Let's see if they can sustain it. We're nearing the halfway point. There was a rapid exchange of targets there for a second. They have shot all targets. They don't need to shoot all the targets, but they obviously the more you bring into play, the more it affects the scores and the more chance you've got of winning. So we're now just entering the halfway point. So green still seem to be controlling it. There does seem to be a little flurry backwards and forwards every now and again, but green seem to have the majority of the targets. So let's see who wins this one. I still think it's going to be a green win, but when it's close like this, it's always difficult to tell because the respawns will make a difference, but green certainly look like they've been a little bit more dominant on the targets. They are respawning a lot as well, so that may affect them. We'll have to see how the final score comes out, which we're coming up to 6.5 minutes in, so about 3.5 minutes left of this round. Oh, looks like one of the players there on the red team got one to the inner thigh. Not the nicest of areas to be shot. But, you know, a few inches to the left would have been an even nastier shot. So okay, so where are we? About 3/4 of the way through the game now. We've got 2.5 minutes left. Red are doing what they did last time, so red have just nipped it into the lead now on the targets. So have red done enough? As I say, that green now steal it back, and then back to red. So it's pretty even matched at this second. Green certainly started the first half of the game the stronger, so but that I do think they're respawning more, so it might affect them. We'll find out what the final score is in a couple of minutes' time. Okay, so last minute of the game. Marshall's just let them know there's a minute left, so normally we see a little flurry of activity, or maybe not. But it's still pretty even on the targets at the moment, so this could be anyone's game. I mean, I thought green had started more dominant. Red had just been pipping it back slowly on the latter part of the game, but as I say, respawns will make the difference on this one. So we'll see what it reveals as the final score at the end. About 20 seconds remaining now. And red are really pushing back hard, but is it too little, too late? We'll find out in just a few seconds. And no, it was too little, too late. That was a green win. So well done, greens. Let's get that score up there. Green win on that one. Well done. I'll find out the respawn count. Okay, yeah, so red had 22 respawns, green had 15, so actually green won on target domination and on respawns, so well done greens. That makes it a draw again, so it's 2-2. So yeah, 2-2 on the game so far. They both won a round each of team deathmatch, and they both won a round each of two-shooter flip. So pretty even and honest, really. So players will just be on another quick break. As I say, it's quite a warm one out there today, so it's going to take them a few extra minutes in between games. But we'll be getting them out and playing another game shortly. Be a different round this one. I'll explain what round it is in just a mo. We'll get them to have their break. Once the master gives me the word, I shall let you know. In the meantime, enjoy our adverts. If you are in the chat, let us know you're here. Drop me a message. Give me someone to talk to. I'm just rabbiting onto myself. As I say, it'll be about probably about 5-10 minutes for the next game, and then I'll confirm details of that in just a minute. Okay, so next game today will be attack and defend. This one we have one team is attacking, one team's defending. Attacking team's objective is to shoot out all 20 targets in the quickest time possible. Easy as that. But the defending team will be trying to slow them down and stop them. Defending team will have 3 lives each. Once their lives are all expired, they either wait down in their spawn or make their way back to the safe zone if their guns are clear. And basically we'll check the time and see how quickly each team does it. So each team will have a chance at attacking and defending. So this is all about how quick they can do it. Normally you find the first 10 targets drop down pretty quick. It's the second half of targets, and especially the last quarter of the targets tend to be a bit slower as the defending team dig in and put up a defensive line against the last few targets. So we'll see how quick these lads can do it. I'll find out from the marshal in a minute which team are attacking first and which team are defending, and then we'll be getting them out hopefully in the next couple of minutes. Looks like they're all starting to kit up ready, so shouldn't be too much longer and we'll get them out for the next one. Okay, so players have entered the arena. So, as I say, this game of attack and defend. One team attacking, one team defending, and we'll record the times. So, red are attacking first. We'll see how quickly they can attack, and then we will then have green attacking and see how quickly they can do it and declare a winner overall. So, get ready for game start. Marshall's just setting it up now. So, 3, 2, 1, and we've got a game on. Okay, so where are we at? 15 seconds in, 12 targets down. So as I say, the first few targets always go down pretty quick. It's always the second half of targets as they reach into the defending halves. And they have to push through. So 16 targets down in 32 seconds. So the record I think we've had at the moment for a team is just under 50 seconds. I think it was like 48 seconds or something like that. So there's 17 targets down, 3 to go. You can never tell though, because these last few targets can always take the longest. So we've had it before where the last target, the very, very last target, can take 2-3 minutes on its own. So let's see how they get on. Just over a minute now, still 3 to go. Still can't find those last 3. Or maybe they found them, they're just not getting near enough to them. This game encouraged them to push right forward into the other half as well, so gets them using all of the arena. So 1 minute 50 in, pretty much. 19 targets down. They've got 1 target left to go. Thanks for following.
Thank you for following.
How long is it going to take them to take out this last target? 2 to 3 minutes is about the average. Anything over sort of 3.5 minutes is realming into being a bit slower. Anything sort of sub 3 minutes is an average time. Sub 2 minutes is pretty quick, and sub 1 minute is pretty elitist. I mean, it makes a difference to how many players are playing as well. This is 3v3. These guys like their fire rate. They are on a private, so they're allowed to ramp it up a little bit. But they've got 1 target left to get, and they're just approaching the 3 minute mark. There we go, 3 minutes. They just can't seem to get near enough. The defenders are doing a good job at holding that last target. Oh, that was a pretty much point blank range shot there. Bottom middle camera, I don't know if you've seen that. He went and said sorry as well by the looks of it. So he ran round and shot him just as he turned to face him. So a bit unfortunate. But anyway, 3 minutes 29 was the time. Just get that up in the chat. So Red's time. 3 minutes and 29.948. So green to attack next. Can green do it any quicker? We'll find out.
First to let your head start, then
How about that? Just the in-game marshal let me know that they are going straight back into it, which is good. So just swapping ends now, and we'll have the green team attacking this time. Let's see if they can do it quicker than what the Reds did. So Marshal's just going to check they're in place.
receive it.
Okay, so round starting in 3, 2, 1. Game on. So flying out start there by the green. 5 targets down in 5 seconds. I think it was about 14 or 15 seconds that the red team had 10 targets down, so a little bit slower. Now they're up to 10, 19 seconds gone. But it's the last half of the arena that's what takes the time, so let's see how they go. So 13 down, 7 to go. Some good hit takes. 17 down, 3 left to go. Still under a minute, so let's see how they do. 3.5 minutes pretty much is the time to beat. But the red team were pretty much at this level before. Is these last few targets, and wow, they just got 2, so 19 down, 1 to go. 1 to go, and they got about 2 minutes 20 seconds to do it to beat the reds. See if they can find that last target and take it out. This one's always the one that takes the longest to take out. Obviously all the defenders can now pin round it and look to defend that one. It's a minute and a half gone. Will they break the sub 2 minutes? And no, that's 2 minutes gone. Still that one last target to take out. Two minutes 15. There's 2 ways to win this game. You can either run through and start just expelling all the defenders' lives, because they only have 3 lives each. Or you can just go gun-ho and go for the targets. Some teams will split up, have half of them going for the defending team, starting to wipe out all their lives, and then one of them shooting out all the targets. But with this one, they just look like they're trying to engage targets, and if they take people on the way, they take them on the way. But we're coming up to 3 minutes now. Remember, 3:28 was the time to beat by the Reds. So they've got less than half a minute now to get this last target. Who's going to win this one? Green or red? It's going to be very close, I think. Looks like one of the red defenders is out. There's still 2 in play. And we've gone over the 3:28. We're at 3:40 now. They still got that one left to take out. So the 2 guys defending are still doing a stern job at defending it. Oh, and there we go, 3:54. So green 3. What do we have? 3:54. Just get this out in the chat. 3:54.709. So that means red win. Attack and defend. So well done, Reds. You did it slightly quicker than the Greens. The Reds 3 minutes 28 and Greens 3 minutes 54. So there wasn't a lot in it really, 26 seconds in it. So not a huge time difference. The teams today have been quite evenly matched overall, to be fair. So well done. So red win on that one. So that makes the scores overall for the morning 3-2 to the Reds. So we're just going to another short break. As I say, there will be a few breaks today between games. It is hot out there today, and they're moving around pretty quickly, so they are going to need breaks in between. Get hydrated, get reloaded, and get their breaths back. So we're just going to go to the breaks now, but we'll still be here. If you're if you're watching the stream, drop into the chat. Let us know if you're enjoying the stream so far. And I'll come back to your game details shortly. Okay, so the next game is going to be Team Domination. Put this Domination up next. So I did get a better description of this game actually. So let me have a look. Let's see what it said again. Remind myself. Okay, yeah, so this is like our tug of war game, so I was trying to find a better way of describing it than what I normally describe it. So with Team Domination, so basically at the beginning of the game, 50% of the targets will light up red, 50% will light up green, and the game will last for 10 minutes. So when the players hit their own, they have to shoot out their own colour target. Once they hit their own colour target, it will re-illuminate one of the other team's targets. So it's a bit of like a tug of war. So the game will end either at the end of the allotted time, which is 10 minutes, and we'll have an overall score of who's winning. Or if one of the teams managed to shoot their targets completely out, then the game will end early. So there's a maximum of 10 minutes. We've never ever had anyone shoot all their targets out. It's quite difficult to do so because the minute the other team shoots one of their targets, will relight one of yours. So you'd have to shoot out all 10 of your targets before the other team managed to shoot a single one. So that could be difficult to do. So no one's managed that yet. But let's flip up the game cameras. As they're entering the arena now. X-Gravity, funky music playing. Yeah, I don't know what this playlist is. We have to use Epic Sound or Epidemic Sound, so it's a paid subscription we have, so that we don't get any copyright infringements. It's a paid licensed music that we use. So let me see if I can get that a bit different on for you. How about this? Okay, so game's just about to start. You'll see the scoreboard come up, and you'll see the scores going up and down as they shoot the targets. So straight out of the back, green on it, and you'll see there as the score goes up and down. And that's because as they shoot one of their targets, it relights one of the other team's targets. So the only way they can win is by constantly shooting their colour targets quicker than the other team shoot their targets, in effect. Just like a tug of war. That's the best way to describe it. So at the moment, green are out the bat. Seem to be holding it. Oh, we got Hamster 556 in the chat as well, so I didn't see that come up. It didn't display on my screen for some reason. It looks like you commented through YouTube. Yeah, it's come up on the there. So yeah, I don't know why it didn't come up on my multi-stream chat. But anyway, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the stream. X-Gravity, when can I play again? I don't know. I think you're booked in a couple of weeks' time. We've got Dan, who's our marshal, who's marshalling this game today. He's got a weekend off coming up. I think not next weekend, the weekend after. And they're booked in to play on the Sunday. So I think you're playing that one as well because you're off as well. So that'd be quite a good one. So if you want to come and shoot the marshal for real, he's actually playing. So I think that's. I'll pull up the dates on it. Where's my booking screen? There we so yeah, on the 24th. So you're in on there at X Gravity on the 24th. So you can certainly have a game day there. Looks like we've got a few bookings that weekend. Quite a few people playing on the 23rd and the 27th. If you do want to book in, I'll put it in the chat as well. It's 308sniper. .simplybook.it. So there we go. That's the best place to book in. You can give us a call in store as well if you want to book in. I'll put the store number there as well. But the best way to book in is book in online. Unless you want to book a private, then give us a call and we can book the private session in for you. But yeah, we've got some spaces coming up this week. So we've got games on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday and Friday. So the weeknight games are 5 till 9, and Tuesdays is pistol and shotgun night, Wednesday is all guns, Thursday is all guns, and Friday again all guns, but it's in the dark, so bring your torches. That's totally pitch black, that one. And then Saturday and Sunday we've got games on. So normally we have a morning session and an afternoon session. So morning is 9 till 1, afternoon is 2 till 6, and then we have full day sessions as well, not 9 till 6, but you get your hour for lunch, 1 till 2. But this week we have laser tag booked in on Saturday and Sunday afternoon. So we've only got airsoft events on Saturday and Sunday morning. Jump in on that and get booked in. We've already got players booked in Saturday morning. We've got players booked in for Thursday night as well. So if you fancy coming down to play, follow the link, get yourself booked in. We will run games every night if people are booked in. So get yourself booked in, and then you can be part of the stream too. But so looking back at the stream, we're coming up to the halfway point. Green started strong. Looks like red have pulled it back. So at the halfway point, it does seem like red are holding it at the moment. Will they continue to hold it for the next 5 minutes? Green have pulled it back now, so now it's being held by the green, and now it's neck and neck. So the gameplay's been quite close all morning, really. It's been backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And it's 3-2 to the Reds so far, so will Green win this one and snatch it back, or will Reds increase their lead for the morning? It looks like Reds are doing the job at the moment, but have they peaked too early? That's always the thing with this game. You do have to try and hold it. You can't take your eye off the prize, because you could end up losing by the other team shooting out all their targets, and you don't want to leave it too late. You've got too much to do at the end and pull all the targets back, so you need consistency in this game, really. Which Red are doing at the moment. Red are just pipping it, but let's see if they can continue to do it. 6.5 minutes gone, so that means 3.5 minutes left. What Green doing? They're all stood in their spot. No, they're all going out now. Maybe they just all got shot at once and decided to have a little a little friend moment. Still fairly even. Reds are holding it. Coming up 3/4 of the way through the game. Still red holding it at the moment. Normally in the last minute is when it all gets a bit frantic, especially if the players know how to play the game. As I say, the best way to describe it is like a tug of war, so you need to sort of just hold your rope in effect, and then really push it in the last closing minute, 30 seconds. That's when all the work's done. But 8-0 to the Reds at the moment, so Reds are definitely holding it at the moment. Coming up to a minute and a half left. Still being held by the Reds there. Green is slowly creeping it a little bit back though. Just coming up to that last sort of minute 15, minute 10. Just give the marshal the word up there. There's a minute left. Okay, so final minute. We've got one player stepped out. I think he's from the red team. But so let's see. Still red holding it at the moment. So if it ends like this, red have won it. Let's see if green are going to give a final little push out. They just seem to be stood there in their spawn. They don't want to push out for some reason. They've got 10 seconds left. They're not going to win the game stood in spawn. And that is game, and it is a red win. I think it was actually a green player that was sat out of that game. Yeah, so on that game, Reds won overall. They managed to hold the most amount of targets overall, but then also Reds had the least respawns as well. Green had almost double the amount of respawns. So definitely a red win on that one. So that was quite an interesting game. It did start really strong for Green. Maybe Green just peaked too early. But let's send them on to the break. Let's be on another break during between games now. As I say, it's quite hot out there today, so they do need some time between games. So just going to have a quick break, and then I'll give you details of when and where they're going to play the next game.
Need to confess. Need to confess. Need to confess. Need to confess. to confess, eat to confess, eat to confess.
So just about 5 minutes, we're going to get them out for one last game before the lunch break. It is quite hot out there today, so just taking a few extra minutes just to cool down before they get out. So stick with us. We'll be back very shortly with the last game of team domination for the morning. Hopefully, as I say, about 5 minutes, and then we'll be getting them out. Okay, so it turns out the players are going to have an early lunch instead. So apologies for that. We were going to go into do one more last game before lunch, but they're actually going to have their break early. So they're going to shoot downstairs, get their lunch done, and then get back up this afternoon. So that is it for this morning's stream, I'm afraid. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and thanks for joining us. Jump back in on the next one. I don't think we're a bit light on staff numbers this afternoon, so I don't think, unfortunately, we'll be able to bring the stream to you. It takes a lot to get the stream off its feet, and it's quite labour intensive, unfortunately. So I don't think we're going to be able to stream this afternoon's game, but we will be back next week with our live streams. Get yourselves booked in 308sniper.simplybook.it. We have bookings for next week, so it looks like Thursday and Saturday morning are ramping up, but there are other days available as well, so jump on the website, get yourselves booked in. Thanks for joining us, and we shall see you on the next one.
Mission complete.
Game over. Game over.